Hi everyone, Jill Lancet here from Stampin' Up. Excuse me, I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Greystanes, Australia. Now that's a suburb of Sydney in New South Wales. If you would like to shop with me, that is my online store address. If you'd like to contact me and perhaps be put onto my email newsletter that I send out at least once a week, that is the address there. Just tell me that you'd like to be added. Here is the June host code. Now that ends on the 1st of July. So yeah. Okay. Now I saw Jackie Bolhuis make these cards the other day on her on her YouTube channel. It's called Klompen Stampin. I think it's called Klompen Stampin with a K. Now I've always wanted to make one of these, but I never had measurements for Australian cards, so I've had to work it out for myself. Oh, you know, some days it's just impossible, but it stands up. It's a diagonal fun fold card, and I'm going to show you how I created this. So yeah, first things first, the items that we're using today. I've taken the greetings from 3 different stamp sets, and I'm going to use the same ones. It's basically a belated birthday card. Happy birthday, birthday wishes, love and big hugs. I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. So yeah, the first stamp set is Sending Smiles, and that's this one here, and I chose Love and Big Hugs, Birthday Wishes. The second stamp set that we're using is called Something Fancy, and we're just using I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. And the third stamps are not in a catalogue. These are now on exclusively online products. So online exclusive products. There's the item number there, 160476. So if you go in as if you're going to order it, up in the search bar, just type in that item number and this should pop up. It is the Queen Bee stamp set. I had to play with it the other day, and why have I waited so long? I don't know, but I'm getting to this bee. Be patient. Oh dear. If you want to leave now, I'll understand. Okay, now the other things we're using are the papers, these gorgeous papers from the Earthen Elegance collection, and this beautiful, what are they calling it? Wavy trim. I probably could have guessed that. Wavy trim, and it's in like a natural colour. So we're going to be making it different from the card that I've just shown you. And the punch is this punch here called Lasting Label. So we'll get into it. Let's not take any more time. Here are the beautiful papers. They are called Earthen Elegance. Okay. Right. Now, just bear with me because I only did this today and I have nothing but scribbled notes here. So we're going to make it together. We're going to cut it together. I didn't want to waste. Excuse me. I didn't want to wait. I wanted to make this with as little waste as possible. So what I did was I've got my A4 sheet and I have measured 14.85, which is the normal size of a card. Let me start that again. Here is my A4 sheet. Okay. I will get another one and I will show you how I've done this, okay? Nothing like being prepared. So what I did was I put my A4 in lengthways, and I've marked over here 14.85, which is what we normally have when we cut a card base in half, an A4 in half to make a card base. It's either 14.85 by 10 centimetres. Yeah, no, by 10.5 centimetres. Oh, look, I'll get it in a minute. So I've got 14.5 here. This is how easy this is, okay? So I've just made a little mark there. Now all I did was I put the pencil tip in the channel and just ran it down. Now I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to do exactly the same thing, okay? 14.85, I'm looking over here, pencil tip in the channel. Now all I want to do is cut from this mark to this mark, okay? Now it's a bit tricky, but you line it up here, you line it up there, and you just cut it. Now I don't want to cut another piece because by the magic of YouTube I've already cut 2 today. So this is what you're left with, okay? So now you've measured 14.85, and then you've measured from this side 14.85, and then you've cut them down. So you're left with this rather strange looking object here. So what we're going to do is we're going to, where is my little piece of paper? We're going to put the big side, this is the big side, this is the small side. Okay, this is the small side. We're going to score this at 10.5 as we normally would. Now you need to put the non-diagonal piece, the non-diagonal edge up against your trimmer edge, okay? Yeah, I'm just checking to see if you all can see that. Okay, so 10.5. So find 10.5. Not cutting. I already made that mistake at one point today, so we will just get our little blade out of the way. Scoring blade, 10.5, and we're going to score this, okay? Then we are opening the arm of our trimmer, and I'm moving the same edge over to 20.5, and I'm going to score. So it's a 3-fold. Okay, now let's have a look at that. So we have our A4. Our A4, we're measuring 14.85, putting a mark, turning it around, measuring 14.85, putting a mark, and then cutting diagonally, okay? I'm just going to rub these lines out now. And then we've put that into the trimmer like this way. The widest edge first, we scored it at 10.5, and then we moved it over to 20.5. And then we're just going to fold this just like that. Now, it isn't, it doesn't quite go right to the edge, to thirds. It would be too skinny if we did that. But I think this looks okay, okay? So I've just scored that with my bone folder, and there we have it. Now, so you're still going to get 2 card bases out of that one A4. Okay. And now we're going to cut. Now this is 9.5. 1 9.5 strip by 12 inches of designer series paper, and I've gotten all of those pieces out of the one. They've just been simply turned around. Okay, now this, ideally that should have gone that way, but I actually quite like that, so happy accident for me, yay. So I'm going to show you how I cut the 12 by 12 to get all 4 of these pieces. Now it's a bit tricky, so pause it, play it again, write it down, yeah, whatever. So I thought I'd use this piece here. Now this is out of that beautiful paper, and I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. This paper was actually directional, and so was the back of it, but I planned it on this paper being directional. Okay, so if you want a particular directional paper, that's the one you're going to go for. Okay, so take your trimmer again, and we are going to just put it in at 9.5. So 9.5, I trust you can see that. And we're going to cut. And we've got all this left over, okay? That's for another project. Now I think this blade might actually need to be replaced, but I'm not doing that now, okay? So this is how I did it. And look, I don't have proper measurements. I tried to sort it out and have proper measurements, but it didn't work. Now what I've done is I've made this whole strip to fit this first inside piece, because it is actually wider than the other two. Now this is wider than this, and this is wider than this, so we are going to pare them down as we go down this strip of paper, so bear with me. Get a coffee or something, pop this on pause so you can watch it. So what I'm doing is I'm lining this up. Maybe I should have put something under that. Let's put the rest of this under it for the time being, just so you can see it as against the white. Okay, now I'm hoping you can see that against the white. So I'm lining this up, and I'm just checking that there's the same distance, the same border all the way along. So I'm going to just mark that there and there, roughly the same distance. Okay, now that's going to get cut, and this is how you cut them. So I've got my 2 marks. I've got one there, and the other one is, where is the other one? Oh, right there. Okay, so I'm putting those 2 marks into the channel where the blade runs, and I'm just chopping that. Now that is going to fit into there. Now the next piece we're going to cut, because we've got this already cut, it is already at the angle. So we're just going to trim this off a bit, this way, and then we're going to trim it this way. So we need to figure out what size border we want and where we're going to trim it. So I'm just moving this down so that it's got a nice border. And I'm just going to pop a mark here and another one here. Okay, so we're going to cut this. Now I don't know whether you can see that mark, but I might do it from the bottom. Okay, the mark is there, so I'm putting the straight edge against the straight edge of my paper trimmer, and I'm trimming this now. little tiny bit of waste. And now I'm going to double check this, just make sure that is exactly where I want it. And now I'm going to pop my mark back in there. My mark is there, and I'm going to trim that down too. And I've lost it again. Oh my goodness. I need it to be up. There it is, right there. Okay. So I'm popping that in there. I'm going to trim that. Now that is our second piece, and that is going to go in there. Now, while we have this piece straight, we're going to put this on here. We're going to measure it up. Before we do that, we're going to measure it up this way. I'll take those two out of there so you can see what I'm doing. Now, I want that to be about there. And I want it to be cut off there, but I'm not going to cut this off first. Okay. First, I'm going to cut this side. And I think this size. So I've got two marks there. I've got one there. I've got one there. I'm going to trim that off. Hopefully, cross your fingers. When I trim this piece, from the bottom, it will be the right angle. Beautiful. And now this is our little piece that's going to go inside here. Okay, that's all the chopping done. Let's pop that out of the way. Put our piece of paper out of the way. So, if you can see how these have gone together, there's very little waste. But you need to know that this piece must be the same width as our middle piece. Okay, so you cut this off. You cut it off this way before you cut it off that way. And you can see how they've gone together like a jigsaw puzzle. And you'll also notice that this one is wider than this one. This one and this one are the same width, and then we have this piece. Now that you're going to have to replay this probably a couple of times to get this. So now we can go ahead and glue these on. So let's do that, shall we? So stamp and seal. Just get it started. Here we go. Yeah, well, it's really cold here in Greystanes. It's been cold for the last 2 days, so I'm guessing winter's finally caught up with us, which I don't mind winter, but yeah, we do have a wood fire, and I quite enjoy that as well. So this is our first piece, and I'm just lining that up just so you can see how that's going on there. Now our second piece is on the back, so it's on this piece here, and it is the other side. Now I did it like that because I didn't want to waste any. So don't forget to turn your piece over when you get to that point. Otherwise, it's going to be all the same and the angle is not going to fit. I have a love-hate relationship with this, I'm telling you. I thought I had a really good handle on it, but I don't know, some days I just wonder. So there we go, like that. And then this gorgeous piece is going on the front, what we're calling the front of the card. So, yep. I found with this, if I twist it like that, it works better, but I quite often forget to do that twisting part. So this is going on to the front of the card, around about there, and I can see a pencil mark there, so I'll just rub that off. And look, that's our card. Like, once you get this turning, you know, cutting at the angle and all the rest of the stuff, yeah, it works out quite well. So this piece is going on this way, and just adds an extra little piece of interest to our card. So, yeah, there we go. Now, I'm going to do some stamping. Now, what did I do with those pieces of scrap? Oh, here they are. Yeah, here's that one that I was talking about where I said, make sure it's your scoring and not your cutting blade. Right, and here is our punch. And look, this card really hasn't taken that long. Now, I just want to make sure I'm going to be able to fit that in there. Yeah, okay. So on the front of the card, I'm putting happy birthday. Now, these are the two from the Queen Bee stamp set. And I've just laid them together. I've just laid them together just to save time and angst. And I'm inking this up in the pecan pie. I might just give this a test run first. Just bear with me. Well, I just get some scrap paper. Okay, yep, okay. Quite like that. Okay. So don't forget, these little ink spots, I bought them empty. They're in the catalogue. Bought them empty. I bought the re-inkers, and I've just added the ink to the ink spots, and yeah, I can get more ink pads for my budget. So I'm going to stamp this about here. Now that's very juicy. I must speak to the people that ink them. Oh, that's me. Anyway, I'm going with that because I don't want to keep doing it, but that's a really lovely font. I really like this font. So now I'm just lining that up in the punch and punching that out. And while we're on the job, we will ink this belated birthday message. Now, this is a very, very fine font. It's a really pretty font, actually. So just going all over that to make sure I've got all of it inked up. And I'm going to put it about there. Straight down, hold that for a second. I'm just going to have a drink. Sorry, that must be like watching paint dry. And again, that's beautiful. And it coordinates with our card. We could have done it in the blue, the dark blue. Now, I'm just lining this up. It fits really, really well in this. You've just got to get it in the right spot. Now, I'm just squeezing that gently, and it's holding the paper so that I can just check it. And that looks pretty good to me. Okay, now the other stamping we are doing is actually inside. and that is in our center part here. Now the whole back you have to write if you want to. If you don't want to, just write in here. And again, I'm just inking this up in the pecan pie. Now my heads might get in the way here, but let's hope that's straight. Looks pretty straight to me. Straight down. Hold that for a second. If this does not work, scrap and punch it out again. It will just keep the continuity going. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's put this thing together. Now, on the original card, I did all blues. I did this little pool, I think it, no, balmy blue, I think it is, balmy blue ribbon behind there, but I inked it in black and, you know. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do pretty much the same thing. I just want some of this behind it. Now, it's a bit thinner than the ribbon, so I may even go this way. Okay. Let's just snip it off about there. Right. And I just used sticky tape just to hold it in place. So, yeah. So I think I'll just do that again. So when you're happy with it, just flip it over. And I've just got some tape here. Ooh, that might be a bit too long. Let's see. I'm just capturing all three of those pieces in there. It is too long, so I'll just snip that off. There we go. Now, probably could have done that on a better angle. In fact, that's pretty horrible. That's pretty ordinary. So let's see if we can move it around a bit. Let's just see if we can. Of course we can. We can do anything. That's a bit better. Look at that. Okay, that's going up onto dimensionals. And you might want to try and get them in between all of those. So maybe one there. Maybe one there. Maybe one there. We'll put that on the front of the card. I'll just give them a bit of a press down. Oops. And then that, oh, there's one. And there we go. So just center that up. And then our other greeting, we're not going to pop it up, but we want to make sure we're covering it up, okay? We don't want to see that. Okay, so we're just going to put some glue on that, and then we will, oh, I've got some Stampin' Seal. Okay, now I just need to find out where that's got to go. Okay, so somewhere around about there. Does that look straight? Straight enough. And there you go. I just thought, I've always wanted to make one of these. Now, I will try and, no, I don't think I can even write out instructions. I'm sorry, but you will just have to go back and have a look at those measurements and where I've cut them again. But yeah, what did we waste? We wasted something like that. So that's pretty good going. And it stands up and it's, yep, it's a pretty nice little card. And I'm really happy with that. And it's called a diagonal fun fold. Jackie Bolhuis, Klompen Stampin. Or is it Klompen Stampers? It's Klompen with a K, you will find it. But yeah, thank you so much. Now, today is Wednesday, the 21st of June, and today is free shipping. And it's still free shipping until about, probably I would suggest about 11 o'clock this evening. You can go to my online store here. Our 15% off DSPs, Designer Series Papers, is also running at the same time. Save yourself some money. Buy these beautiful Designer Series papers at 15% off, and then don't pay shipping. You know, I think that's a bugbear of anybody that orders anything, is you think you've got it all worked out and then you've got to add shipping to it. Not today. Today, Wednesday, the 21st of June, is free shipping day. So go and have a look. They are marked. They do have a discount price on them. And it's all of these beautiful, both of these are both on that 15% off sale. So yeah, go and have a look. You've got until, look, I wouldn't leave it too late. Probably 11 p.m. this evening. Tomorrow, you're paying for postage. So get into it. Get onto it today. And if you have any issues or any, there I am, tilly2145@gmail.com. Or put it down in the comments, because I do read the comments. Thank you very much for all of those that comment. I do read the comments and I appreciate them greatly, and I will reply if there is a question there. So have a great evening. Go and get your catalogue, or have a look online now and have a look at these beautiful DSPs, these beautiful Designer Series papers. And yeah, free shipping. So thank you so much. I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.